Hello, welcome everyone. Welcome to our new chair yoga video for this week. It is Wednesday as I'm recording this, and London has just gone into tier 3. It feels like a little bit of a Groundhog Day. We're opening shops, we're closing them. Although shops are open, you can go shopping. But for my lovely yoga studio, that means we're going to be closed for group classes until the new year at least. But on the plus side, it means I'm very flexible when I can record my videos for you. So there you go, swings and roundabouts. So let's make sure we sit comfortably. We've got a good chair, we've got something under our feet, so our feet are nice and comfortable. And then for today's practice as well, please grab something like a belt, a yoga belt or a dressing gown belt or a long piece of fabric that we're going to use during the practice. So if you don't have that at hand, then do pause the video for a moment and then come back as you've got it. That's the bonus of these videos. Also make sure you've got a nice drink. I've got some tea here. It's kind of like a bit of a gray, but not too cold day, but it's just a bit, I don't know, it just feels a bit cold. This like pre-Christmas darkness. I'm not sure how you feel about it all, but the fact that it's so dark in the morning and so dark in the evenings so early is getting to me a little bit. But the good news is the days are about to get longer again. So there you go. We've almost made it to the darkest part of the year. Feels quite symbolic with all the things that are going on. So the point is, make sure you've got a drink. My drink of choice today is tea, but water is also a good idea. And then also, please make sure you are in a space where you have a little bit of peace and quiet. So we don't all have the luxury of being able to come to a yoga studio, of course, but that can be little things like switching your phone on silence, closing a door, closing a window, turning off your radio, telling your spouses, dogs, cats that you might just need half an hour to yourself right now. And then, yeah, come to settle on your chair. Once you've checked that everything is comfortable, your feet are not cold, your hands are not cold, then roll the shoulders up and down a few times. And then allow the feet to push away from the body. So I'm going to push them all the way away so my thighs get really nice and squishy. And then have a little shuffle on your chair so it feels like your lower back is really nice and supported. Turn the palms facing upwards on your lap and bring them closer into your body. And then allow the eyes to gently close. Allow your belly to soften. And let's begin by taking 3 deep breaths together. Inhaling through the nose. And exhale, open the mouth wide, side out. Again, inhaling. Side out. And on that exhale, let your belly get really soft. We're going to take one more together. Inhaling. Exhale. And then softening, releasing. Let yourself settle down. Let your shoulders get heavy. Let your whole body almost slump a little bit in the chair as you're letting go for a moment of any muscular effort you're holding. And as we're doing that, we can take a moment to notice how we feel right now in this moment in our bodies. So the body is the most obvious thing that we can place our awareness on. So what is present in your body right now? Maybe you're feeling all right today, which is great. Or maybe there is any areas that are giving you some trouble. Maybe some discomfort, some aches. Notice those too. And make sure you do so with a sense of kindness. So if you spot an area that doesn't quite feel right, just place your awareness there for a moment and maybe almost like you would do with a friend who's hurting. Give yourself a little internal pat or hug. Let it be seen. Life is complicated right now. So let's not make it more complicated by giving ourselves a hard time over how we feel. So once you've taken that little journey all the way through the body down to the toes, Take a long, deep breath in and sigh it out. And then let the awareness for a moment settle in on your mood, your feelings, your emotions. And notice how you feel inside. Maybe it's possible to give the mood that you're finding a label, being very objective about it. If we're feeling good today, that's great. If we're not feeling so good today, that's okay too. In the same way as we treat our body or want to treat our body. When we find an area that doesn't quite feel right today, we want to do the same when we notice that we don't feel so well today. Yoga is not a practice about being happy all the time. In fact, that just wouldn't work because a pure state of happiness is just not really possible. Life is about the ups and downs. So if you happen to be on a little downward slope today, just notice that. That's okay. Know also that things are changing all the time. In our bodies, in our minds, in the weather, in the darkness outside, even in a global pandemic, things are changing. They're shifting, and some days it's a very subtle shift, and some days things lift. So just trusting that whatever feelings you feel right now, they're not forever. Let's instead take a deep breath in. So draw the air all the way down into the belly. Let's see if we can inflate the belly a little bit beyond its capacity. And then as you exhale, open the mouth wide, give it a loud sigh. We're all at home. Nobody can hear. And on the next inhale, bring a little wriggle into your fingers and your toes, just to check that they're still working. We're still here in our physical bodies. And then let's settle down again, so into stillness, and bring the awareness in on your breath. So in times of great uncertainty, and at least here in the UK, in London, it seems to be quite a time of uncertainty. We always have our breath as our anchor. It's always there, even if you notice it, even if you want to be there or not. If you are sitting on a chair right now, you are breathing. And in fact, you have been breathing all your life. I can guarantee you that. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here right now. So let's honor the breath with a little bit of awareness. And let's start by focusing in on the tip of our nose. Just allow the air to flow in and out of the body. And notice what the air feels like as you breathe in. So as you draw air into the body through the nose, what does it feel like? Is it cool? Is it warm? And then as you exhale, what does the air feel like now as it leaves the body? Maybe you can notice that it has changed. The exhalation, it might feel a bit warmer. It might feel a little bit more moist, humid. Observe that just for a couple more rounds, and if your mind is drifting off, that's okay. That's what the minds do. Just notice when it happens and then bring the awareness back. Noticing the speed of your breath. Is it fast? Is it slow? Somewhere in between? And then likewise, the depth of your breath. Does it feel quite shallow or deep or somewhere in the middle? And then finally, noticing the location of your breath, the movement in the body. Is it up in the chest? Is it down in the belly? Is it split evenly across both parts of your torso? Let's lengthen the breath very slowly together. Starting our practice today with a round of pranayama, so breath control or breath liberation, no matter, depends on the translation you go for. We're going to extend the length of the inhalation and the exhalation together to the same count. Let's try first the count of 4. And if that works for you, we can try extending it to the count of 6. If it doesn't work for you, don't worry about it. Let it go. So if it doesn't work for you, it might make you feel tight across the chest. It might almost make you feel like you're not getting enough air. If holding the breath in any way doesn't make you feel good, then just ignore my counting and breathe in your own way. So take a normal breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's do that again. Inhale through the nose and out through the mouth. Closing the mouth, breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. And then let's inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. Inhaling, exhaling. Breathing in and out. Inhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 more in your own time. And at the end of that last exhalation, let go of the count and allow your breath to return to your rhythm, whatever count or length or depth that may be. Letting the breath settle. And let's bring that little wriggle back into our fingers, into our toes. Swallow a couple of times and then allow the head to maybe sink from side to side or give it a shake. And then still with your eyes closed, can you take the fingertips away from the body towards the screen, towards me, maybe up towards the ceiling if your shoulders allow, and then give yourself a stretch in whatever way feels good in your body. If reaching the arms up to the ceiling doesn't work for you, don't worry, you can stretch in all different ways. Take one more breath in here. If there's a little yawn that needs to escape at this point, let it go. And then exhale, draw the palms down, back into your lap. Take a very low gaze and gently blink your eyes open. So without rush, opening your eyes might feel a little bit dramatic right now. And just slowly lifting the gaze, taking in your surroundings. And then rolling the shoulders up, back, and down again. And if you would like a little bit more of an active practice, shuffle yourself away from the back of the chair towards the front. If you do so, check that the feet are joining in, so that you might need to step them forward so we have that 90-degree angle between our upper leg and the lower leg. I mean, I'm not coming with a ruler to check, but at the same time, this is not a good stable position. And likewise, neither is this, because we might be placing undue pressure on our knee joint here. Good. So make sure you sit comfortable and you're sitting nice and upright. So I'm going to bring my hands onto my belly here for a moment. You can do the same, maybe one onto the front, one onto the back. And then let's draw the tailbone, draw the belly button forward. So we are finding a really deep back bend here. And then the opposite, rounding the spine, drawing it back, lengthen your tailbone. Neither of those extremes are a good place for our spine to be in long term. So we're going to smooth it out and find the halfway point in between. And a good way of doing this is just to do this little pelvic rock a few times, rocking backwards, rocking forwards. And this is a really good practice to do if you find yourself seated on a chair and your lower back is a bit twingy. You give it a few rocks. almost just to allow your spine to find a position that feels right. So make this little rock smaller and smaller until it feels like you are at a center, at a neutral position. Good. And once you're there, rolling the shoulders up, back, and down. We can't do this enough, frankly. And then release the arms by the side. Let's begin to move. Inhaling, reach the arms up. Exhaling, draw them down through heart center. So start slowly. You can allow your gaze to follow if your neck feels all right today. Exhale, draw the palms down. One more time, inhaling, reaching, growing tall. Exhale, hug it down. And this time, release the hands into the knees. Let's flow through cat and cow. Inhale, draw the chest forward, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. I'm going to move sideways. Exhale, draw the chin to the chest, rounding the spine, finding our cat posture, sort of like an angry cat, so a cat that's having a good stretch. Inhaling, draw yourself forwards. Let the gaze follow. Exhale to round. Let's do it a few more times. So drawing forward. So we are adding a little bit of movement in the upper part of the spine to this little pelvic tilt we did just a second ago. And then coming back into a neutral position. Lovely. Making sure you're still sitting up nice and straight and you have a little bit of a lift through the center. So as soon as you notice that your lower back is starting to collapse, then can you draw your lower belly in, and it might feel like your crown of the head is lengthening up to the ceiling a little bit more. Good. Posture, we can always find little corrections. So just catch yourself a couple of times here. I'm going to try and remind you as well. So together we'll have great posture all throughout the session. So sitting up nice and straight, keep the left hand on the left knee, inhaling, the right arm reaches up and over, and exhale, sink it over to the sides, a little side stretch. If your right arm doesn't feel good when you do this, you can keep the arm reaching forwards, or you can keep it lifting, resting down on your right knee, and just find the side body stretch through the side of the waist. Keep your right sitting bone really grounded. So if it feels like you've started to lean over, imagine a suction cup underneath your right sitting bone that keeps you firmly rooted on that chair. Inhaling back to center. Exhale, release the arm. Swapping sides. Inhaling, reach the left arm high, growing tall. Exhale, sink it over. Find your variation, whatever works for your shoulders. Good. So remember, every day we're changing. If the shoulder feels a bit twingy one day, there's no need to despair. It's probably just a little blip. And even if you have chronic shoulder pain, you probably have good days and bad days. So work with wherever you are in your body. Inhaling back to center. Exhaling, release the arms down. Good. Shoulders roll up, back and down. And let's find a little twist. So we're going to start by moving into a medium pace, medium setting twist. And we've got a few options here depending on how your legs are feeling, how your hips are feeling. Option one is to take the left leg and cross it in front of the right. So this is a great option if you have any hip problems, any lower back problems. If you want a bit more, you can take your right leg, cross it on top of the left, your left leg, and cross it on top of the right. My lefts and rights haven't gone any better throughout this pandemic. And then take your right hand, place it onto the outside edge of your left knee, and the left arm can gently swing behind you. You can grab hold of the back of the chair, maybe swing the arm back behind you to grab hold of the opposite side of the chair. Lift and lengthen through the spine, and then exhale, gently begin to draw the left shoulder back behind you, and allow your gaze to follow. Good. So this should feel pain-free. If there's any sense of discomfort in the twist, do ease out of the pose. Take a little bit slow, or just skip it. If you're in the posture and it feels okay, close the eyes and then use the arm behind you to gently lengthen the spine on the inhale. And on the exhale, maybe using that traction you have between your right hand and the outside edge of your left knee to move yourself a millimeter or two further into the twist. We don't have to go very deep here though, just work with your body. We're going to take one more inhale and exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Let's uncross and find the other direction. So let's see if I can do it this time without getting my left and right on. Bringing your right leg, cross it in front of the left. Option 1. Option 2 is taking the right leg and placing it on top of the left. So see what works for you. Then bring the left hand onto the outside edge of the right knee, and the right arm comes back behind you. And find a comfortable position for that back arm to be in. Use it almost like it's a little scaffold for your spine, so you can lengthen through the spine. And then on the exhale, so as our lungs are emptying, we have a bit more space. We're moving into the twist. Holding for the inhale, growing tall. Exhale, twisting a little bit more. Let's take 2 more breaths. And on that last exhale, again, as the lungs are empty, release, come back to center and cross the legs. Good. I did this side correctly. I'm making it extra hard for me because I'm mirroring you on the screen. So when I'm saying I'm moving my right leg, it's actually my left leg. So, anyway, good. Keep the feet a few little moves, a few little rotations if they're getting a little bit tired. And then let's do a little bit more here for our shoulders. And shoulders are the most mobile joints. I keep saying this a lot, but it's the most injury prone joint. And most human adults, and you don't have to get to a certain age for that, have some sort of shoulder mobility issues. So if your shoulders are not feeling happy, then modify. You don't have to go quite so deeply into some of those stretches that we do. So for the next part, we're going to be needing our belt. So grab your belt, your yoga belt, dressing gown belt, scarf, eggshell belt. If you're having an eggshell belt which has a buckle side, grab hold of the buckle side because we don't want that metal buckle to be swinging around as we start to move. And then take that belt quite wide. So whatever piece of fabric you have, it has to be quite wide. If you if it's a bit too short, you could technically do it without. It just feels quite nice to have here the belt for those exercises. So take it nice and wide, and on the inhale, we're going to reach the arms up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, allow yourself to sink over towards the left. Inhaling, coming forwards, and then exhaling, slowly moving over to the side. So it's almost like we're trying to draw the shape of a lying figure of 8. Inhale, come up to center. Exhale, come forwards. Draw that little circle so bottom arm comes to the top and then coming back up to center. Good, we can do that one more time. If this is too strong, you can make that movement smaller. If it's still too strong, just let go of the belt. And you can just take a wriggle through the spine. So once we come up to center next time, let's see if we can come over to the other side. You can lower your arms anytime if you need a little pit stop. Over to the side, lowering it down. And then back up. And if you're really confused at this point, which is possible, allow your eyes to close and just allow your body to be the guide. There's not really a right or wrong way to do this. What we want to achieve is a bit more movement for the side of the body, the front, the back, a gentle stretch. And then one more time, because I'm sure you can notice your shoulders getting a little bit more awake. And then exhaling, lowering the arms forwards and down, and just release them for a moment. Release the belt, give your fingertips a little shake if holding the belt is a little bit tight, and roll the shoulders up, back and down. So you might notice a sense of heat for your arms, for your shoulders. And that's great news, that sense of heat, because that means the blood is flowing through all those muscles. Blood brings oxygen, it brings nutrients, all of the good stuff to our muscles, to our joints. So if you ever feel a little bit fatigued, great news. Good. So if you are not a shoulder friend, if this is too much for you, then don't worry about it. Let go of the belt for the next part of the exercise, and I'll show you the alternative that you can do. I'm going to show the alternative first, and then for those of us that want to continue practicing with the belt, we can do so. So if you are going belt free, bring your fingertips onto the shoulders, and then we're going to draw the elbows together. Inhale to lift. Exhale to bring the arms back down. You can do that 4 or 5 times before changing direction. Now, if you want to practice the belt, grab hold of your belt again, widen your grip. Good. So this is a really good strength workout for our shoulders as well. Inhaling, we're going to reach the arms up. And on the exhale, see if you can take the belt maybe a little bit wider and let the arms fall behind you. So bringing the full rotation into the shoulders. Inhaling, draw the arms up nice and slow. Exhale to come back down. Now the trick here is to go slowly, but also not to cheat. Cheating would look like this. Coming up to the top, it gets a bit tight, you're bending your elbows, and then you're allowing the belt to come back. No, that's not what we want to do. If you're getting to a little sticky point, and we all got them in our shoulders, take your belt a little bit wider, go slower, and eventually you'll feel almost like the muscles, the tension there is giving way. So you can shorten your grip a little bit if you want. If it's starting to get too easy. If it's not getting any easier, keep the grip nice and wide. Good, let's make this our last round. Inhaling, coming up. And then exhale, lower down. Whew. Release the belt, release the arms, bring the palms facing upward, close the eyes. Take a slow breath in. And a slow breath out. Inhaling again. And exhale out. Just observing that sense of heat leaving the body. That heaviness draining out of the arms. And then let's blink the eyes open again. Good, well done, guys. Thanks for sticking with me. Let's place the belt let's keep it around across our lap because we're going to be needing it in a moment again. But first, let's do a little warm up for our feet. And for that, we just begin to walk our feet. So lifting left heel and right heel away from the mat, just to bring a bit of movement, a bit of heat into our calf muscles. Good. We can do this a few times. I'm going to take my socks off because I'm sure I've got holes in the underside of my socks as always. And also then you can see my feet a little bit better, my pasty white feet against the dark blankets. Oh, yes. Winter. Good. Let's do this a few more times. And again, you might notice that it's starting to become a little bit of effort. Any movement that we do repetitively in the body creates heat. And after a while, that heat creates resistance. And that is registered in the body as effort, physical effort. Good, but it's a good sign. Warming up our calf muscles supports our circulation. If you've got really cold feet or general issues with circulation in winter, then this is a great little exercise to do. Good. Let's release the heels down towards the floor and then grab hold of your left leg from behind. Come onto the ball of the left foot for a moment, just to stabilize. And then holding onto that leg, inhaling, let's extend the leg forward. You can extend it up towards parallel with the floor. If that's too strong, lower it down a little bit more. It can even rest down on the floor. And then let's flex the toes back towards our face and then point the toes away. Inhaling to flex. Exhale to point. So feeling the stretch across the front of the leg and then the back of the leg as you're flexing the toes. And then begin to draw circles, really nice, big, slow circles. Maybe noticing little clicks, little pops in your ankles. Change direction. Maybe your toes can join in the movements, a little bit of stretching through the toes. Good. And then allow the foot to come back down and swap sides. Grab hold of your right leg from behind. Come into the ball of the right foot just for a moment so you can stabilize. Checking that you're still sitting up nice and straight. There's no slouching. If there is, come and sit back on your chair. Use the back of the chair as support. Inhaling here. Exhaling, extend it away. Point the toes. And then flex the toes. Pointing away and flexing. 2 more. And flex. 1 more. Flexing the toes and then big circles. Going one way and then going the other way. And then hug the knee into the body and then release it down. Good. Lovely. So let's grab our belt again. If you don't have a belt here, you can also do this just using your hands behind your leg here. But it's kind of nice to use the belt here. So first things first, let's make sure we sit up nice and straight still. And then open the belt really wide and place it underneath the sole of your left foot. And we want to have it near the top, near the toes, so the balls of the feet. So I'm going to lift the foot up so you can see. So you can see my little toes and the belt is just underneath there. Good. This is a little bit too fiddly. You can also have it resting on the arch of the foot. There's a little bit more stability there. But if you have it underneath the ball of the foot, you're getting a bit of a deeper stretch. So you can decide where you want to be. Then walk your hands down the belt. So they're roughly about where your knees are. That's a good starting place. You can always adjust where you're holding the belt. And roll the shoulders up, back and down. Check that your lower back is nice and supported. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, begin to kick that leg away, hugging the elbows back into the body. So the leg is straight. The left toes are gently flexing back towards the face. We're sitting up nice and straight. So I'm going to move sideways. You can see me here for a moment. So if you started to lean back, then come back forward, and that might mean lowering the leg a bit more. That's okay. Hug the shoulders back into their sockets, so we're not arching the upper body forwards, we're drawing it back. So there's a little bit of strength exercise involved as well. Good. Can you bring a little bit of awareness across the front of your left foot? So the front of your left leg. So your left kneecap is drawing up a little bit. Good. Let's take 2 more breaths. Option to lower the leg at any time if it doesn't work for you. Last inhale. And exhale, release, soften the leg. And then open and close the fingers, give it a shake. Let that go. Good, so we are giving the back of our leg a good stretch on the upper body, a good workout here. After all the mobilizing we've been doing. And then swap sides, bring the belt underneath the ball of the right foot. Walk your hands down the legs so they're just about knee height. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, kicking the leg away, checking that we're not collapsing, we're not rounding the spine. Draw the shoulders back into their sockets. Activate for the front of the right leg. And then just allow your leg to straighten here. So we're making use of gravity. We're making use of our upper body strength to open into the back of that extended leg here. Good. If you do it with a little smile, it'll be over quicker. I promise. Last 2 breaths already. And then 1 more inhale. And exhale. Release. Lower the leg. Let it go now. Take your belt, you can place it to the back of the chair or down onto the floor. We're done with it for now. And then open and close your hands. Grabbing hold of that belt can be quite intense, but once again, taking out a little bit of pressure here. It encourages blood flow into the fingertips, so it's always a good sign. Rotate out through the ankles, the wrists even. Rotate out through the ankles as well, why not? And then release the hands back down. Good, roll the shoulders up, back and down. And then soften them away. We're going to take 1 more stretch here together. And then I think we just about have time for a round of sun salutations as well. But let's find our stretch first. So heel to your feet. Apart, so there's a gentle V shape here in your legs. Keep your left leg where it is, extend the right leg out long. And for that right leg to be straight, you have to be sitting quite far forward on your chair, quite far on the edge. Good, I hope you can still see my foot. I hope it's not out of screen. If not, don't worry, my foot is quite boring, really. It's not the main act in this stretch. Point the right toes away from the body. Good. So we're finding a really nice, strong spine here. And in the next inhale, we're going to reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling, growing tall. And on the exhaling, gently fold forwards. Release your left arm down onto the left knee. And then the right arm sinks down onto the right leg. Let it sink forwards and down. So if you're feeling stable here, we can allow the forehead to come down towards the floor, so letting the head be heavy. And if you're still very stable here, you can even release your left hand down to the floor to go a little bit deeper into that stretch. And then just allow yourself to settle here. Allow the lower back to release. Take a long breath in. And a slow breath out. 1 more inhale. And exhale. Now to come out, you need to walk your right hand up the right leg a little bit so you can bring your elbow back into that left leg, uncurling, and then draw the right leg back in. Take a moment, lengthen through the spine, and then let's swap sides. So left leg extends out long. Heel on the floor, maybe gently pointing the toes away from the body, whatever feels better for you. And we still have that right angle, that 90-degree angle under our right leg. Sitting up nice and straight, inhaling, reach the fingertips high, growing tall. And as you exhale, we're going to fold forwards And then releasing the right hand down onto the right knee. The left arm comes down onto the left leg. And then release forwards and down. The head hangs heavy. So we're again working a little bit into the back of that right leg, but also into the lower back. Good. If you felt comfortable doing it so on the other side and stable enough, you can even release the right fingertips down to the floor. And then swallow a couple of times. Soften your jaw. Soften your lips. Take an inhale. And exhale. And then to come out, draw your left arm up the left leg. Help yourself up. Right hand onto the right knee, uncurling, and then bring your left knee into the body. Heel to the feet together. Release the hands down onto the knees and close the eyes. Take a slow breath in. And a slower breath out. So that 2 more times. Inhaling slowly. And exhale. 1 more time, inhale. And exhale. Blink the eyes open, release the fingertips. Inhaling, reach the arms high, moving into a sun salutation. Exhale, draw the palms down. 2 more times, inhaling, reaching, growing. Exhale, draw the palms down. 1 more, inhale. And exhale, draw the palms down, release the hands onto the knees. Inhaling, draw the chest forward, lift the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, rounding the spine. Good. 1 more time, inhale, draw the chest forward, open the heart. Exhale, folding forward, bring the forearms down onto the knees, or maybe releasing the fingertips all the way down towards the feet. Let the head hang heavy. Take an extra breath in and a slow breath out. Inhaling, reaching the right fingertips up to the ceiling. Find a twist or find a little half twist like I'm doing. Exhaling, lowering the arm, lowering the gaze. Inhaling, opposite arm reaches up to the ceiling or find the half twist. Exhale to lower. Inhaling, slide the hands back up the legs, draw the chest forward, open the heart. Exhale, tuck the chin to the chest, rounding the spine. Release the fingertips, inhaling, grow tall. And then as you exhale, draw the palms down through heart center, allow the eyes to close. And release your hands down onto your knees. Take a slow breath in. And a gentle sigh out. Once more like this, inhale. And exhale. And if you are in the mood to take another round of sun salutation, maybe pause the video for a moment, taking another round, maybe 2 of our sun salutes. And you can press play again to join us for our relaxation. If you've done for today, and we've certainly done plenty, then begin to shuffle yourself back on your chair so you're finding that contact again between your lower back and the back of the chair. And make sure you're getting nice and comfy. So maybe, like I'm doing, putting on some socks, maybe placing a blanket over your lap, taking a sip of your water or your tea. Getting any shuffles out of the way, anything that might distract you during our relaxation. And then push the feet away from the body again. Palms face upwards on your lap. And then gently draw them in towards the body, just a fraction. So the shoulders can hang heavy. Allow the eyes to close. Take a slow breath in. And a gentle sigh out. Slow inhale. And exhale. And one more time. And exhale to release. And on that exhale again, letting the body get heavy. Allow your belly to soften, the shoulders draping away from the ears. And bringing your awareness to your breath for a moment. So again, honoring our breath with that moment of attention, that moment of awareness. Feeling the gentle inhalation, that sensation of the body lifting, rising. And as you exhale, that sense of releasing. Follow that with your mind's eye for another 3, maybe 4 rounds. Inviting your mind to stay present. So if you get distracted, just notice what the distraction is. Is it a thought? Is it a sound? Is it a plan? And then allow the awareness on your next exhalation to drift down to the sole of your right foot. Releasing the top of the right foot, the right toes, right ankle, right lower leg, knee, right upper leg, and the right side of the hip. Releasing through the sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left toes, ankle, lower leg, left knee, left upper leg, and the left side of the hip. Softening your belly, releasing into the lower back, middle back, upper back, to the right shoulder, right upper arm, elbow, lower arm, top of the right hand, palm of the right hand, right thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Releasing across the chest into the left shoulder, left upper arm, elbow, lower arm, top of the left hand, palm of the left hand, left thumb, index finger, middle finger, ring finger, and little finger. Softening all the way up your neck, across the throat, releasing your jaw, soften your tongue, your cheeks, nose, eyes, and forehead. Allowing your whole body to be heavy. And just for the next few moments, allow yourself to rest here truly in the present moment. And if thoughts should pop up, dragging you away from the present moment, such as to-do lists, plans, thoughts about the past, just notice that and then come back. And very slowly, without moving, begin to notice any sounds you may hear around you. Any thoughts inside the room you're in? Maybe it's just my voice. And then maybe any sounds you can hear further afield, maybe outside the room. And And then with that awareness of the space around you, bring a little wriggle into your fingers and your toes. Lick your lips. Swallow a couple of times. Find some little rotations in your fingers, in your ankles, in your wrists, in your head, your neck. Let it roll from side to side. And then whichever movement your body needs to make, let that happen. Maybe inhaling, reaching the fingertips away from the body up towards the ceiling. Give yourself a good stretch, waking the body up, ready for a beautiful rest of the day ahead of you. And then lowering the palms down through heart center. Palms together, thumbs touch, thumbs in contact with the sternum. And take a moment to notice how you feel right now, how you feel in your body, how you feel in your mind. Maybe it's the same as when you started, or maybe it's shifted slightly. Either way, just noticing what's there. And then taking a moment of gratitude towards yourself for making this time in your day, putting aside this time to practice. Let's honor that. Let's honor our bodies and, of course, each other. Gently bow the head towards the hands. Namaste. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me as always, and a special shout out to somebody called Roberta. So I got a lovely email from someone called Roberta who lives in the US, who has joined our chair yoga community, which is very exciting. So I'm thrilled to hear that our little chair yoga classes has made it beyond Blackheath in Southeast London, which is why we started these sessions in the first place. Absolutely thrilled. If there's anybody else on these videos, I would love to hear where you're from. You can send me an email and just look for Blackheath Yoga on Google, and then there's a little contact form. I hope everyone else is doing really well amongst all this madness. So as I've mentioned, here in London, we've just gone into the highest restrictions for coronavirus, which means, of course, a lot less things for us to do. But on the plus side, it means we can stay at home, be safe, look out for yourselves. And yeah, of course, continue to move if it works for you. We're going to have one more video next week, a new video next week for our Christmas week. I might be even wearing a Christmas hat, who knows? And then I'm going to take a little break up until the new year. But of course, we're going to continue our videos until we can practice again. And even if we can practice again in person, I'm probably going to continue uploading some videos anyway, because so many of you have said you find it really useful, which is, of course, yeah, makes me very happy. Good. So thanks so much for joining, and I hope you have a lovely day. I'll see you next week. Bye.